everyone, it's Jody from Ireland Family Vacations, and if you can see behind me, I am sitting in the banqueting hall of Knappogue Castle, which is in County Clare, owned and managed by Shannon Heritage. It's mostly known for its medieval banquets.
That's
Am I correct?
Yes, that's right indeed. It's Knappogue Castle. Its translation is the Hill of Kisses. So lots of kisses to everybody who comes in.
This is Lady Allison. Now, my understanding is that you do quite a bit here.
Well, I manage the banquets and weddings. We do weddings here too in the various times of the year, not only winter time, but during the summer as well. And I look after the entertainers here. We have an after-dinner entertainment every night after the banquet. And we operate 7 nights a week during the summertime. In the wintertime, we close down for a couple of months, generally May to October.
Excellent. Now, what can people expect when they come to the banquet?
When they come to the banquet, they're given a royal welcome at the door from our butler and one of the beautiful ladies of the castle. They are brought into the reception hall called the Dalcashian Room, called after a famous fighting clan in this area of Munster. Okay. They receive a goblet or 2 or 3 of wine. It's a honey and cider based drink.
Oh, lovely.
And people quite enjoy it. It's a little sherry-like perhaps. Okay. And people enjoy that to kick off the evening. They also receive the bite of friendship. It's a little piece of our traditional wholemeal bread dipped in salt to keep away all of the bad spirits that might be around. But we don't have any bad spirits in Knappogue, all good spirits.
Of course, of course.
Yes, of course.
So what does the meal consist of then?
Just to finish a little bit about what happens outside, yes, we give you a brief history of the castle when all of the guests have assembled. And out of all of the guests, we pick 4 kings to represent the 4 provinces of Ireland at the banquet.
Oh, lovely.
So that's fun for the various
And then
tourists.
I imagine then they get the
high table. Absolutely.
Wonderful.
So the guests are, after a beautiful song from the ladies of the castle, usually a madrigal, we enter the banquet hall and seat the guests, and they sit down to a 4-course fabulous banquet.
Oh, wonderful.
With all the wine they can drink.
Well, that has to make it wonderful then.
That makes it very wonderful, yes.
Now, does the menu change by the season, or is it pretty standard through the year?
It's pretty much standard, but we have varied it in small ways over the years. Yes, we have varied it. We find several things work with people, and people have different kinds of allergies and things, so we try to stick to fairly basic, but it's very tasty.
Now, I noticed that there are knives and forks here, which kind of surprised me.
Okay.
Because I have actually been to the Medieval Banquet at Bunratty, and if I'm remembering correctly, we didn't have forks.
No, it's a slightly different style. I think the fun in Bunratty is that you pick up the ribs with your hands, and it's kind of acceptable to do that. But we do serve a chicken here in quite a beautiful sauce, and I think it would be a bit difficult to it. So we're a little bit more formal with the knife and fork. Some people love it, some people would prefer to do it, and if they want to eat with their fingers, they're welcome.
Excellent.
Yes.
And the evening event lasts how long?
About 2 hours. About 2 hours.
Well, wonderful.
So when they've finished eating, then we have a beautiful entertainment that we put on. Singing, dancing, acting, various little stories on the history of Ireland with the butler and the ladies of the castle, and most people really enjoy it. I'd say everybody enjoys it, actually, yes.
It sounds wonderful, and I think we're going to peek in from the back later on this evening.
Excellent, so you'll get an idea about what's happening.
Take a look at that.
Great.
But thank you so much for sitting down with me. I know we're going to chat with Lady Caroline.
One of the ladies of the castle, absolutely, lovely.
So thank you
Delighted to meet you, Judy.
For taking a few minutes. All right, and now we are sitting here with Lady Caroline.
Good evening, Jody. You're very welcome to Knappogue Castle.
Thank you so much. I'm terribly underdressed.
That's all right. We get very glammed up for this occasion every evening to give our guests the best welcome possible and the best experience as well when we're in medieval costume. It really adds to the whole experience.
I imagine it does, because walking into the castle now, the castle is how old? 600 years?
1465.
1465.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Wow. That's actually older than I thought it was, which is...
Yeah, we still look very well, don't we, after all those years?
You do. You've aged beautifully. It's the soft weather.
I think so, all the rain.
Excellent. Now, you do everything here. I guess I didn't realize. I thought the performers only performed on the stage. So what are your tasks?
We do everything. So we have a meet and greet at the door with our butler, and there's always a lady of the castle on the front door also. And then we meet and greet, guide our guests into the castle. And we have a mead reception, and we have a bite of friendship there, and we offer them bread dipped in salt to ward away any evil spirits. And then we have a little chat and a mingle to see where they're from and what tour group they're travelling with, and maybe give them a brief little history of the castle. And then afterwards there is entertainment all the way through, so there is a violinist and a harpist playing for all the mead reception, just in the background, very, very lightly. It really adds to the experience for the guests. And then after that, the butler has a little welcome and a little brief history of the castle again. And then we sing a Céad Míle Fáilte. I can do a verse if you like.
Go right ahead.
Céad Míle Fáilte to all ye, ring out good friendship's bell. Tá isteach is lig the ski, we'll host and feast you well. Fa la la la, fa la 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 la.
That was lovely.
So we do that in 4-part harmony with the other girls, and then we come in and we seat you to your tables, and we give you a little rundown on the menu that we have for the evening. Check for any allergies, and just make sure that you're comfortable and that you enjoy the experience. So we serve you your meal then, and afterwards we clear off and go downstairs and we change into costume then for our show for the evening.
Now, your costume for your show for the evening, is that going to be fancier than what you have on? A little more recent?
A little more recent, yes. It's very, it's a little bit more casual, but it's it is quite, it's beautiful, and it's shorter, so it's a bit lighter because we do a little bit of dancing and entertainment. It would be a little bit hard in the velvet.
Yeah, I can't quite imagine the step in these, long skirts.
Yeah, so it's a little bit shorter, and we start off the show with a little bit of Irish dancing, and it's really beautiful. Then we lead that on into, there's some solo pieces, and after that we have an Irish dancing piece also, and then a harp solo and storytelling, and then we finish off with a céilí. So it really gets people's spirits lifted when they're leaving the castle. They really enjoy it. I
bet. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I've been to the Bunratty Medieval Banquet, and that sounds very different than what I experienced down there. So this Medieval Banquet might be...
There's a little bit more movement, I guess, because we have the scope to do so, as we have a stage here.
Right.
So we have a little bit more movement. We have 6 girls in the show every evening, a butler and an Irish dancer, and then we have our musicians, which sit to the right-hand side of the stage.
Unto thee pay attention.
Who should I spy but the Spanish lady, brushing her hair in broad daylight?
Don't ever fall in love, for 'tis the devil's own invention.
First she tossed it, then she brushed it, till her lap was a silver comb.
Once I fell in love with the maiden so bewitching.
In all my life I ne'er to see so fair a maid since I did roam.
We have a lot of scope. The stage is quite big, so we can move, so we can do a little bit of dancing.
So this would be maybe a livelier banquet that even children would enjoy, whereas
absolutely,
you know, sometimes you can get into the medieval banquets that are a little quieter, a little more proper, if you would.
Yes.
And this one sounds like it has more crack.
It is. There's lots of crack, and the children really enjoy it. They enjoy the experience from start to finish, because even if we have little girls here, we give them a little headrest, and you know, they just enjoy it. You feel like little princesses for the evening, and you can see they're overwhelmed by the show, especially by the Irish dancing and the music. There's a lot going on, and the seating is really geared so that everybody in the castle can actually see the stage. So the children really love that, because it's a real hands-on experience for them. You know, they're right there.
That's excellent. That's excellent, because it's something that a lot of families like to do.
Yes, it's a memorable experience for them.
It very much is.
And very different to anything, I'm sure, that you'd have in the States, which is
definitely
bring it right back and show them how people were entertained years ago.
So now, how long have you been here?
This is my 2nd season with Shannon Heritage, yes.
Excellent.
Yeah, and it's been fabulous so far.
Now, is this something that, I mean, obviously you need to be able to sing. You probably need to be able to dance before you
Well, I wouldn't be the best Irish dancer in the world now, but I'll give it a go. We're taught well, and we have a lot of rehearsals before the season starts, and it's fabulous. There's always a really great team on every night, and you can interact with each other. But it's hard work, but it's really, you're making memories every night, and it's really lovely when you greet people and when they're leaving and they're shaking your hand and they genuinely mean that they've had a wonderful night, and you know that you've done a good job.
Well, and that's really what people are looking for, especially when they come to Ireland. They want that bit of magic.
Yes.
They want that memorable
Yes.
I can't even talk, memorable
yeah.
experience that will never leave them.
Yes, and the magic is so real here.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I try to let people know that,
Yeah.
you know, just being on the land, and it's one of those things, I know that a lot of the mornings I'll wake up and I'll look out the window and, you know, what would it be like to look out this window every day? I can't
And
imagine.
be a lady of the castle.
Right?
Be
Well,
weighted
or
on hand and foot. It would be
not even
fabulous.
Exactly. Well, there's that. But even, I mean, what is it like coming to work in a castle? I mean, I suppose, you know, you grew up. There's a ruin around every corner, right?
It's really fabulous, and when you get here and you can see the top of the castle and you get to the gates, you think, gosh, how lucky am I to work somewhere. It's just beautiful, the rolling hills of Quinn. I mean, it's so green, and we take turns for jobs every night, but when we're on the front door, there's a tree right over there, and it's just absolutely beautiful when you see them cutting the hay and everything. It's a magical place to work in.
And then, so obviously you get a lot of tour buses that come in.
Yes.
And so people are let off at the front door.
They're let off the front door and they come in with their tour group, and we have kings and queens from each tour group, and that's really fantastic for people that would be here on honeymoon or celebrating an anniversary or some type of special occasion, because within their group then they are the king and queen of Munster, Leinster, Connacht or Ulster, and they get a little wave on stage, and the ladies love the little queen's wave and they enjoy that. We cloak them and gown them and lead them into banquet.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, it's good fun, and there is an out of favour king as well who's been a little bit naughty, so he has to sit with the commoners at the other table. So it's really good fun. It's good crack. You know, they enjoy it.
Excellent. Now,
Yeah.
when you see people getting off of the tour bus, what kind of reaction are you seeing on their faces?
Totally overwhelmed, especially when they see the costumes, and you know, every night they would say, "Oh, you look so beautiful." You always get used to nearly listening to it about the dresses, but you have to remember that for them it's their first time seeing anybody in medieval costume, more than likely, and it's lovely when there's a few ladies at the door and we can give them a little wave on the tour bus, because you can see them coming up. They're just completely blown away with the beautiful landscape gardens, and then when the ladies and the butler at the door, it just brings them right back. And when they come into the castle, it's quite dark and the candles are lit, and it really adds to the whole atmosphere for them,
I
I'm sure.
imagine it
Yeah, you
does.
can see it on their face, like they just love it.
So that has to, I mean, do you leave work every night just on a high almost?
Exactly. No matter what way you come in, you always leave in good form, because they're just, you're as you say, you're on a high. You know, after the show and everything, they've really experienced it and they've just enjoyed every second thoroughly.
That's incredible. That sounds great. So I'm so excited. The girls and I are probably going to peek in, and maybe I'll get a little backstage video to add to the rest of this. So Knappogue Castle, County Clare, and they do the Medieval Banquet through the busy summer months. So if you do find yourself visiting the west of Ireland, definitely check into it with Shannon Heritage.
Come and see us April to October.
April through October. Thank you so
You're
much,
more than
Lady
welcome.
Caroline. I
You're very
appreciate your
welcome.
time.
No problem.